welcome back to the Laugh Daily Podcast. Today we have a special one because we are going to be reacting to Isaac's debut comedy stand-up routine. How did we get here, Andrew?
I don't know. Oh, I do actually know how we got here. We were driving downtown Springs one day and just a casual drive, and Isaac pointed out this comedy bar, and he's like, guys, did you know they have open mic night on Wednesdays? It's crazy.
Like not talking about like a concept for
He
a
just
video.
he just brought it up just for
fun.
the casual talks with the boys.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're like,
those.
wait a minute, wouldn't that be an insane punishment, like Impractical Jokers kind of style?
And then Isaac's
And
like,
I
"Oh,
immediately regretted it, saying anything.
no." And he just happened to lose the challenge, making you the comedy special master.
I don't know about master.
Dude, comedy specials are the best. So I'm so glad you had your debut. Debut.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't seen the challenge, Isaac, the punishment was him had to go up during open mic night and do a comedy routine that Andrew and myself wrote for him. Now, during the comedy open mic night, they give you about 5 minutes to go through the stand-up bit. But Andrew and I wrote how much?
It was about
content?
18 minutes. We didn't know there was a time limit on the open mics, because apparently the open mics is really for comedians to come up, practice some new material, see if anything's working, that type of stuff. So we had no idea. We wrote something way longer.
18 minutes.
That's crazy.
What we're going to do is we're going to react. Wow. We're going to react to Isaac's just the actual comedy bit, because you guys didn't even get to see the full 5 minutes of his on stage performance. And then Isaac himself live in studio is going to perform the rest of the bits.
Perform.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're here. Okay. Are you ready?
and keep in mind, there was actually random people here, and we had a bunch of people from the JSTU team in the audience. It was a good time. So
Yeah.
let's watch it.
I'm excited.
Please make some noise. I believe it's his first time here. Eric Quazzo, everybody. Eric.
It's the guy right before me's name was Eric. And so he must have just accidentally read his first name and my last name.
It started off so great. Immediately, I started laughing. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
It's funny because he literally like 2 seconds before this had just come backstage to check on me and be like, "You're Isaac Quazzo, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Cool."
Eric Quazzo.
Quazzo, everybody.
What was that wave?
Hey, how are we? I'm doing well myself. Excited to get started. And for those of you who don't know me, I just have one question for you. Who's ready to laugh? That's what I thought.
A little cringe start.
Some backstory on me. I was raised in England, and yes, that means I'm British. Anyways, I think that's enough backstory for me for now. So in London, growing up as a kid, I would wonder, what's the deal with crumpets? And it wasn't until I moved to America to try an English muffin that it hit me. Americans just steal yummy snacks and from other countries, like French toast. Your own toast wasn't interesting enough, so you just threw French on the front of it. Speaking of toast, anyone else just randomly insanely hungry all of a sudden? That's not part of the routine. I'm just genuinely curious how hungry everybody
That part
is.
I liked.
If I had to pick between French toast and English muffins, I would probably choose Taco Bell. Again, another American place stealing yummy snacks from a different country. But T-Bell has my heart, dude. By show of hands, and keep your hands up. Who had T-Bell today? This week? This month? Come on, surely.
You got a random person to raise their hand.
Yeah, well,
One
they
good
probably
rats.
had Taco Bell that month.
I mean, that's how they raised their hand.
That's impressive. Even if they did have Taco Bell, I probably
They
wouldn't have
interacted.
raised my hand.
Yeah, they were engaging with the bit.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
I
job.
love why this is extra layer of comedy because you already wrote it all out. So you're in the writing, you're about to say we are all infatuated with Taco Bell when just one person raised their hand.
That's
Look
what's
around,
funny.
we're all infatuated with T-Bell. Anyway, back to the routine.
Oh boy.
That got him.
That got him. You got a random guy to laugh.
See, while I was up there, because you guys were being so loud, I couldn't tell if I was making anybody else laugh. So I was like, I know the JSTU fans laughing, but
Well, was it helpful for us to be there laughing?
Yes.
Or would it have been better if it was just completely empty?
no, definitely glad you were laughing, because if it was dead silence, oh, that would have been bad.
Oh man,
I was feeding
we
off-
We shouldn't have been there.
Maybe next punishment we do a silent only challenge. Laugh.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
Has anyone seen a picture of a shaved gorilla? Don't. It looks like me when I take my shirt off.
Wait, what? That got somebody good. Which is funny because that one was improv, so that wasn't
Not
even
the
on
whole thing, just the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one got a real laugh, and that was
A real laugh
my
from a
own
real
material.
comedian. Good job.
Yeah.
Did I mention how thankful I am for being here tonight? I literally have been doing stand-up since I was 7 years old, and as you can tell, it's paying off. I'm serious. It has always been a dream of mine to perform in front of thousands of people. And to have you all here tonight cheering me on means the world to me. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if any of you want a hug after the show, I'm the man. Speaking of hugs, have you ever hugged a hippopotamus before? Me either. Honestly, I was contemplating telling jokes tonight, but I'm more of a storyteller myself. But every now and again, I like to crack a joke to lighten the mood.
Well timed.
The page turned into
I once drank an entire case of Prime Energy in one night. What happens next will shock you. My dream of growing up as a kid was to be an Amazon delivery driver. The thought of being able to drive around town all day, stopping at T-Bell whenever I want and just giving people presents made me feel the closest possible to being Santa Claus without going like full Santa. Once you go full Santa, there really isn't any coming back from that. I don't think there are any Taco Bells in the North Pole, and so I'm just assuming once Santa is making the rounds, his favorite spot to grab a quick bite to eat is Taco Bell. Maybe one of the other reasons I will not go full Santa is because as a kid I remember having nightmares about him. The idea is that he's currently flying a zoo's worth of reindeer over my house just to infiltrate the house undetected and leave mystery packages everywhere was very unnerving for me as a kid. Not only that, he's conducting recon on me every day for the rest of the year. Nope, I'll never go full Santa.
Wait,
In case you're wondering.
That part was because the first page backstage, I like proofread a little bit. That second page, I'd never seen it in my life. And so reading it, I was like, where is this going? What am I saying?
Nope, I will never go full
You skipped
Santa.
over a few bits. Well, just 2 bits, I think.
Yeah, because I realized there was some time, like
Yeah.
he was going to start. They flashed the light when your time's running out.
Yep.
So I was like, I'll skip this big chunk. And then went straight to the second page. And I was like, oh, man. It's hard to read something like in a funny way, like for comedy, without knowing at all what the punchline is.
Yeah.
Or if there's a punchline.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was just rambling. I was like, oh, man, please be funny.
No punchlines. It's just random facts.
Please be funny.
Please be funny as you're reading.
You're wondering, I did recently settle my beef with Santa this past Christmas, but that's a really long story, and so we can't go into that one tonight. Sorry. For me growing up, arcades were my life. I would do chores all weekend just so I could go get a quarter and bring it to the arcade to play my favorite game, Jungle Hunt.
I
Anyone play
forgot. I
Jungle
don't
Hunt?
remember saying this part at all. What?
I swear I clocked at least an entire 30 days at my local arcade since I was there so much, I honestly would just pass out from exhaustion. The good exhaustion. I promise.
You looked up, so you forgot where you were.
Yeah.
I promise.
I promise.
The good exhaustion. I promise.
I promise.
Oh, dude. Yeah. If you look like, I'd wanted to read it like I had memorized it, so it seemed like I had prepared for the people that didn't know what was happening. But you can't. If you look up once, I look back, and all of a sudden I'm back to the gorilla section, and I'm like, what?
I promise.
I don't remember saying that at all, though.
I had every prize in every game in the arcade. The arcade manager was so pissed off every time he would get a new shipment of prizes in, I would immediately go cash in all my tickets and tokens and wipe out his entire prize wall. No prize was left.
See, he skipped out on the rest of the arcade story.
Yeah.
I'm interested to read the rest of the arcade. It's because at this point he started flashing me, and I realized I had a whole one more page, and I knew the last page was like the outro. So I was like, I have to make sure I get the outro.
Yeah, you did a good job because he was trying to get you off stage, and you powered through. You finished the script.
Yeah, I ignored that light completely.
He was flashing the light. I know it was like getting cringe when he was doing that.
And also I noticed people weren't laughing as much, and so I was like, I'm gonna just skip this. I don't know where it's going, and then I skipped right to the worst part, in my opinion, which was the Bug's Life.
There's really never a good time to fart. Like, honestly, who here has ever thought, if I fart now, at this moment, nothing bad will happen to me? I'm currently thinking that question right now.
I think that all the time.
Anyone seen any good movies recently? Promise I'm almost done. Oh, yeah.
I think I added that, right?
Anyone seen any good movies?
No one was saying anything, so I just yelled out.
Which one? Batman. That one wasn't recent. Oh, that was a good one. I saw A Bug's Life for the first time the other day.
Wait,
He's trying to roast me, and then in the script it says, "Oh, that's a good one."
yeah, I was like,
If you would have just stated the script,
That wasn't recent.
I improv too much. That wasn't recent, and I was like, that was a good one. Oh man.
I'm not sure what took me so long to see that masterpiece of a film. My biggest grief with the film is how strange the plot is. I never once thought, not in my entire life, have I seen a grasshopper have any kind of interaction with an ant. I'm literally not kidding. I spent days outside collecting ants and grasshoppers and never seen them once in the same spot. Furthermore, I do not like the caterpillar character, Heimlich. He's not funny and he does not look like me. Sheesh, I've been up here for what feels like hours, but to you guys, because of how funny I am, feels like a couple minutes. And that's crazy how fast time goes when you're laughing and having fun. Did I mention I can hold my breath for literally like 30 seconds? Do y'all mind if I have a quick drink of water? I feel like I'm about to pass out. Thank you guys.
You can hear the hesitation in the clapping.
This is, yeah. It's just the end on the Joe Biden speechwriter. That was a good joke.
And he even referenced me at the end of the whole night because there were some more comics after me. And afterwards, he was like, "Thank you everyone for coming, especially this crazy man right here."
Yeah. I think you were the most memorable. So.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure. No one goes up and just reads straight off a script.
But he did great. His first debut. Man, it was a good time. But it's time to read the rest of this monstrosity. Just for you guys, insider info for the podcast listeners, guys.
Is that the whole thing?
It is the whole thing.
Here you go, man. Oh, boy. We highlighted everything you missed. Now, pretend the viewer listening is the audience. You're trying to impress them. It's your first debut.
If you guys laugh, you have to leave a like. That's the rules.
You're not gonna
At any
laugh.
point. Oh, you're going to laugh.
Oh no, you're not. Oh, I was just thinking the cringiest part about that whole performance wasn't that it was cringe. It was the fact that you guys were laughing so hard.
Why?
I think that's almost more cringe because to everyone else, it's like, oh, this guy's not funny, but like it's just his little group of friends that think he's hilarious, and it's like, oh, this is so like cringe for them. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
I
if
can
no
see
one
that
was
point of
laughing,
view.
that's almost like good. This is how it should be. It's not funny. But the fact that you guys were dying so much, for everyone else is like, what are these idiots doing? Because it was so clear we were all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Dang, so this is right after the Taco Bell
so
section.
real quick, because like we printed 2 scripts because we didn't know going in. So I had the short version script, which you skipped stuff in the short version, but then I also had the full length script. So this is the full length one. So there's stuff that was cut out
Like
that
we said.
you haven't even seen on a page yet.
18 minutes long. We had Rick read it all.
Stop reading.
So you want me to really perform it?
Yeah. Come on.
Begin.
Gosh, this has me thinking. I wish I could go on Shark Tank. I can't even begin to explain how many inventions I have cooked up. In a lot of my spare time, I'll literally spend a few hours with my notepad and think of all sorts of things without any effort. Sir, in the back, give me a random word. I'll come up with an invention. Very nice. Okay, what about the trash disposal? A device that treats your trash just as a sink disposal does, and it turns it into usable compost for your plants. I'm not even kidding. Don't make fun of how I say compost. I'm not even kidding. I literally came up with that on the spot. No pre-planning or thinking. I know some of you might not believe me, but I'm not joking. All jokes aside, that was a serious segment. I played t-ball as a kid, and there was always that one kid who would show up, do nothing for the team, and somehow just get rewarded with the after-game snacks. That kid was me. There was one t-ball game where I was so upset with the upcoming snack choices that I intentionally tied my shoelaces together, waited for the coach to call my name up to bat, and I jumped up in excitement and tried to sprint out of the dugout. However, with my previously tied shoes, I immediately face-planted into the dirt and broke my nose. Everyone was so concerned about me and all the blood that was flowing everywhere that the game got canceled. Naturally, the coach tried to figure out who tied my shoelaces together because only an insane man would do that to himself. So while the rest of the team was getting roasted by the coach, my mom asked if I wanted anything, and that's when my plan came full circle. T-Bell. Before I go any further, did you know that 78% of males have never heard of Ren before? Point proven. See a bunch of the males in the audience scratching their heads, looking around as if they've just asked as if they've just been asked a complicated calculus question. Funny thing is, though, fellas, that a Ren. What?
What?
Oh, it's because there's a comma. Okay. Funny thing is, though, fellas, is that Ren is actually a common bird in Britain. How does it feel to be humiliated by a tiny, round, brown bird? I'm actually a hip-hop rapper, believe it or not. I know by the looks of it, most of you wouldn't assume that. Sir, what do you think I look like? Exactly. Well, funny story. I was inspired to become a rapper because of the Ren. These small little balls of fuzz can hit two notes at the same time. I kid you not. I remember vividly sitting on my parents' back porch one evening when out of nowhere a Ren landed on my chair right by my ear and started whistling. I have never, and I repeat, never heard of a more beautiful sound in my life. Since that point, I've constantly tried to rap. I'll rap in my car. I'll rap in the shower. I'll rap working out without headphones. It's literally just me hyping myself up in the gym. And I'll even rap while unwrapping Christmas presents. It always feels as if that Ren imparted a musical gift that day. So anyways, that was just a side note for everyone. Now back to the routine. What's the deal with gas prices nowadays? I mean, come on, are you kidding me? $7 for gas? I never thought I'd have to pay the same amount as Taco Bell Burrito Supreme meal as gas. When I was younger, one of my friends bet that there's no way a person could count to 1,000,000. My personality is to prove people wrong, so I told him he's an idiot, and yes, I personally can and will count to 1,000,000. At the time, it sounded like no big deal, but that was 3 years ago, and I'm still working on the project. I try to throw in the next numbers throughout my day so that I'm not bored, but also making progress. I'm on number 459,008. Oh, now I'm on 459,009. Now I'm on 459,010. Now I'm on 459,011. Now I'm on 459,012. Now I'm on 459,013. Now I'm on 455,014. Now I'm on 455,015. Now I'm on 455,016.
Your eyes closed?
No?
Oh.
I feel like you should have kept that part in. That would have been so awkward. And that's basically what I do throughout my days to prove my idiot best friend wrong. If you've ever seen me shoot a basketball, I'm honestly not that bad. At least that's what I thought until my friend told me that you had to get the ball in the basket and not just hit the wall behind it. Come on, I grew up in England, remember? All people do there is drink tea, eat crumpets, and kick each other in the nuts. Oh, I also play soccer. I have always wondered why everyone is always sitting down during comedy specials. Literally blows my mind. Every time I watch something funny, I have to be standing up, without question. It just feels right. Can everyone please stand up? I want to test to see if you guys enjoy my jokes standing up better than sitting down. Why are European cars the lightest? Because there's no Americans sitting in them. That. Oh, that's a good one. I like that. You guys can take your seats, but please feel free to stand up if you feel more comfortable. This next part was written entirely by AI. Have you ever fallen asleep in the arcade at the mall? I literally have. Guys, this actually isn't written by AI. I just had to stop the bit because of how shocked I am. What? Genuinely, I cannot believe this wasn't happening. This hasn't happened to anyone else. For me growing up, arcades were my life. This is in the.
You can keep reading.
Keep reading?
Yeah.
So in the performance, I guess I skipped the second half of this.
Yeah.
So let's go back and go through the whole thing. Genuinely, I cannot believe this hasn't happened to anyone else. For me growing up, arcades were my life. I would do chores all weekend just so I could get a quarter and bring it to the arcade and play my favorite game, Jungle Hunt. I swear I clocked in at least an entire 30 days at my local arcade. Since I was there so much, I honestly would just pass out from exhaustion. The good exhaustion, you know. I promise you, I had every high score on every game in the arcade. The arcade manager was so pissed off. Every time he would get a new shipment of prizes in, I immediately would go cash in my prizes and tokens and wipe out his entire prize wall. No prize left behind was my motto. This part was so hard to read. I constantly would lie to my parents about going to sleepovers when in reality I was breaking records in Dance Dance Revolution. Ladies, have you ever tried to dance before?
Ladies?
Holy crap, it's hard. I was nervous to try Dance Dance Revolution because I had no clue how to dance. I literally trip over myself on the daily, so trying to move my legs at an even faster, more spazzy pace is even more intimidating. But I knew I had to do it. You know why? So I could impress my now wife. My wife, who previously wasn't my wife at the time, would come into the arcade with her friends on the weekend to play some games. I knew from the moment I saw her that I wanted to date her. Bad. In all caps. I came up with a crazy plan to learn how to dance, so I used Dance Dance Revolution. I clocked in a minimum of 45 hours on that machine. One day she came in with her friends, and my plan was to capture her attention. I put on Africa by Toto on max difficulty. As I began dancing, it felt like an out-of-body experience. Couldn't feel my legs, but they somehow were moving at unbelievable speeds. My pants were literally becoming unbuttoned as the song progressed. Quick pause in the story. Raise your hands if you think I should finish the story or move on to something else.
Wait, what are we raising our hands for?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Or.
And then it's back to stuff I did in the actual bit.
Oh. Is that it?
That was it.
Oh, man.
I don't care if no one else thinks that's funny. I had a great laugh and time writing this with Andrew.
I had a lot of fun writing it. That was super fun. I would love to write some more comedy bits.
Oh, man. And we were even talking with Blake. We're like, man, Blake should write the next one entirely. Actually, I'm not really sure what it'd be like, but I imagine it'd be really funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think only Blake can deliver Blakeness. If you know what I mean. Like if Blake were to write something and someone else were to read it, it wouldn't be as funny as if Blake executed
Yeah, we
it.
might have to try it. But hey, I'd love to read a comedy bit that you guys write, and I'd love to see Andrew do the same.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
This was too fun.
I want to do this punishment again, but I don't want to lose again. That's the problem.
What a.
But I wouldn't mind. It was
Hard
actually
spot.
way more fun than I thought. I was really nervous.
Oh,
the
they're
whole week before.
they were telling us about this other comedy bar in Denver that the whole premise is that the audience is not allowed to laugh. So you're trying to go through it and make the audience laugh, but their goal is like, do not laugh ever.
Be quiet.
Be quiet. So that one would be really
You
interesting.
can imagine the cringe on that one, because when no one's laughing, there's just
Yeah.
this feeling that you're trying to run away from. Please laugh. It's so quiet in here.
Please just laugh.
Crazy.
Yeah. So
I would start doing crazy things. Apparently, like it's not just like talking too. You're like people like do things.
yeah,
to try and make people laugh.
He told us that the guy who won like last month, he literally just started eating dirt off the ground,
Like just spilled dirt on the ground. And
and
started
he
eating
won because I guess that broke some people in the audience. They made some sounds.
it. That would break me, dude.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Isaac's first debut. Do you guys want to see more of this? Because, I mean, we sure had a good time. Any final words, though, fellas? No?
Just please review 5 stars.
Yep. And Laugh Daily, guys. We'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye.